Peace and blessings, beloved family. Welcome to another amazing episode of Who Naked Up in Here. I am your host, Mr. Witz, alongside my beautiful and very talented co-host, the gorgeous Gifted. Everyone, please open up your hearts and your mics and let's greet each other the way family do.
Hey.
What's good,
Hey,
people? What's good?
go.
Hello, everybody.
We made it to Wednesday.
Hey, another
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Congratulations to us.
Yes, yes. You know, Wednesdays can be so great because sometimes it's the middle of the week.
Yes.
But only sometimes because there's those days, there's those weeks when I have to work the weekend and it seems like Wednesday never comes. But this day right here is always special. I'm so grateful to have you all as family members um, and for always coming and visiting this space. Um, I just feel honored and privileged to have you in the company. So for those who are here for the first time, and those who will be viewing later. This is an open mic. This is a safe space to share. Here, there is no judgment, only honorarium through camaraderie as we lift each other up, as we get free through our words. Um, all those who would like to share in space, there's a reaction button at the bottom of the screen. If you click on that button, a raise your hand emoji will appear, and all hands that are raised will be acknowledged that you would like to share with us within this space this evening. Um, Everyone is allowed to share two pieces, unless your pieces are extremely short. Within we leave some wiggle room for you to do a bit more. All I ask is that you keep your mics muted while someone is sharing. There is a open chat room where you can express, greet, and show love and support for the art as well as the artistry throughout the evening. We encourage you to do so. But after someone is finished sharing their works, you are allowed to unmute yourself and give credit and show homage and pay homage to the art as well as the artist. Um, Again, I thank you all for being here. And let's get started. I have to ask, being a gentleman, my co-host Gifted, would you like to open up the room tonight?
I'm working some behind the scenes stuff. If that's okay, if you could go.
Yes, yes, it's not a problem. I just doesn't feel right if I don't ask.
I so appreciate you.
You are so welcome. Um, Normally I like to open up the room just to make sure that everybody feels safe with their share, and know that we're not looking for perfection when it comes to understanding you nor your message. Um, so with that being said, everyone please open up your hearts and your mics and show some love to Mr. Mrwitzthepoet.
Come on, Mr. Woods.
Yo,
Mr. Woods. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Woods.
Awesome, thank you all.
Let's go, brother.
All right, I'm gonna share some new rights that you all haven't heard from me yet. These are some new pieces I wrote this week.
Oh, shouldn't I?
The first piece is entitled Stop Kissing Everybody. The one thing my father did teach me is to stop kissing everybody, putting my lips on people who don't love me. It's a transcending energy. See, I always had big lips, full lips. At times when I embrace, they get in the way, landing on unmarked targets, cheekbones and jaw lines of hollowed spirits. In many faces I've pecked, You think when someone says they love you, you wouldn't find teeth in their tongues. But backbiters don't care who they feast on, long as they can swallow their words. There's nothing more tasty than reordered alphabets. The swine in their sentences reminds them of how much of a beast they are. It's the savage in heart that delicatessens their vocabulary. Beware who you prepare a smorgasbord for. My father did forewarn me of kissing everybody. Love at the breach of your mouth skin can disease you with trust issues. I've lost so many teeth, fairy telling their love for me. My rib cage open, welcoming strangers like a hostel, while their suitcase briefcased all the luggage. Hostility, hatred, heartache. My father told me, stop kissing everybody. Germ entry through the mouth and close some of the toughest ailments to defend up against. The chest bones can be a swinging fence once you let open the latch on them. I've seen my kisses wiped away when my back was turned, faces made as if my love was found disgusting, words spelled out in force. Being out in the cold will show you how they truly feel about you, how worthless your kiss is. The tongue in the mouth of a snake never forked the way they talk bad about me. I learned from loose fingers and broken handshakes to long kiss goodbyes. Let people go. Emotions have a place to stay when relating storages and cargo shipments. So farewells become bon voyage, hasta la vista, arrivederci. Good riddance even works better than the foot in the mouth disease of kissing an unwanted body. Pops warned me of kissing everybody. I wish I had listened sooner. So that's the short version of it.
No.
Let me find another one.
While you're finding another one, I just want to say that was a really, for me, that was a powerful piece and lesson, for us to be aware of who we're trusting in our circles or who we're letting in. And I don't know, that was a powerful write. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for receiving it. It was rather personal. Because I have to say, when me and my brother began this journey as poets, we launched our careers here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, unaware of any poetry efforts or scenes. So we decided to create something that we thought would be a new environment. And as we grew and people came into our circles, um, there was so much love. Like, I swear, everyone that came through our door, I embraced with a hug, you know, pulling them in close. Like, that's how connected we were. But a lot of people that came during that time um, were coming from other venues and poetry scenes that we had yet to visit, um, and may have even been more established um, when it comes to that. But as they came into our vicinity. I was the house poet at the time, and I really had created a connection between me and the audience. And during that, um, as word got out, people were coming in and they were basically slamming against me. Like when it was their time, these were open mic spaces, and at their time to share, their their pieces would be targeted literally at myself. And I started to analyze how um these well-versed artists were coming in and spitefully taking aim at me. And I started to ask my brother, like, am I bugging out? Or are these people really out for me? Like as if they know the spirit of a man that I am. Or like I did something ill to them. But as time went on, um, I got I got vengeful and I started taking aim back at particular artists. Um, but it's just not who I wanted to be. Um, but people will affect you if you allow them. So I'm saying that to forewarn you that not every place that you visit may be for you. Not everyone that come into your vicinity may be for you. But don't let them change you. Always be true to who you are and what it is that you're doing. Because I always felt like as an artist, I was doing God's work. But I knew in those moments of defending myself or even attacking someone, um, that was a evil sense. That wasn't the work of God. Um, so I had to reroute myself and yeah, just tighten up on some things. So that's just a little bit about where that came from, and you know,
Definitely get it.
hopefully
Definitely
hopefully that's a
resonates.
learning less right that resonates, so that you don't find yourself within that. As a matter of fact, this piece I'm gonna share right here is another new piece, and it's called "Pray for the Hungry." Ain't it crazy how a bird can be prey for another bird? How soaring free deep in the sky ain't no safer than walking in urban neighborhoods. They'll find you, spread eagle, and step right over you in your inanimate remains. But when you fly, motherfuckers want to fly with you. When you nosedive, nobody want to be caught dead beside you. Peaks, pinnacle, but even mountaintops get snowed upon. And in time, bear witness to their own rock slide. But wingspans climb higher than harnessed mountaineer and land harder than parajumpers falling from the sky. They'll caution you when they say it's raining cats and dogs and not think more about it after a bird takes off. The most they'll say about your up and away is, I pray you make it safely to your destination. Very few consider the fate of a jailbird, how confined to fly a lifestyle can be. Society makes a target out of everything, an example out of every clear or cloudy decision. Because pigeon can be breaded as a park-made pet, but that won't stop human from eating chicken. The sky is no different. A nest of birds can be another bird's meal preference when all you wanted was a family of your own. It's predator and prey. And I pray I never be a predator preying on a life that can't defend itself. Because what's fair game only takes in consideration the weather. For birds to tell you there's a storm coming through. While you won't comprehend a chirp from their beak, you'll know exactly what their V formation flight pattern means. A storm is coming. So take shelter. And I pray you don't ever become prey for another hungry bird. Peace.
Wow. Brilliant pieces,
That was
Mr. Woods.
fire.
Yeah, really good work. And I am so struck by the imagery you put in the first poem about the mouth and the teeth and the biting. I mean, both poems tonight were great. And I have when it's my turn to go up, I have a poem to share with you that I wanted to read to resonate with what you read. So just bear that in mind coming up.
Beautiful. I will be listening and definitely looking for the connection. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the love, and I'll check the chat and see what you all had to say. Thank y'all for listening and for receiving the messages. Gifted, did you send me the list, my love?
We love you, Wids.
Oh, I love you so much. Thank you so much, Shaki.
Yes, it's in your messaging. Text.
I have it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Indeed. So at this time, everyone, please, let's continue to keep this energy and this love pushing forward. Remember, you want to love on someone the same way you want to be loved when it's your turn to share, because opening up isn't easy. So everyone, please, let's open up our hearts and our mics and let's welcome Marianne Peterson.
Marianne.
MP.
Come on,
Break a
Marianne.
leg.
Hello. This is a song I wrote a while ago. It's called Smart Girl. Did you hear the story about the girl who made something of herself? She helped people with problems. Used to wear a crown of thorns in her hair. Now she wears a crown of diamonds. She's a smart girl. Whoa, a smart girl. She's a winner. She's a smart girl. Oh yeah, a smart girl. She used to be unpopular. Now she's popular with many people. She's a smart girl. Whoa, a smart girl. She's a smart girl. Whoa, a smart girl. For that one. And this next one is also a song that I wrote a while ago. It's called Let's Rock This Love Boat. When we went on a boat cruise, we fell in love. I met you on the love boat. I didn't want to leave. Love boat makes people fall in love. Let's rock this love boat. Love that we have for each other is true. Rock and roll this love boat. Let's keep on rocking this love boat. Being in love is like magic. Let's rock the love boat even more. Let's rock ourselves to the beat. Let's rock this love boat. Love that we have for each other is true. Let's rock and roll this love boat. Let's keep on rocking this love boat. This is for that one. Now, what other one can I do? Okay. Nah, not that one. This one's called Memories Come Back to Me. It's also one I wrote a while ago. When I see you, memories come back to me. Nothing more I can say, except I still care for you. Know it's been some time, but you're always on my mind. Wish that we were still together. Didn't want to let you go, 'cause I love you so. But Dreams were shattered when you walked away. Wish we could be together again. Memories come back to me when I look at you. I didn't want to part with you. Memories come back to me every time I hear your voice. Memories come back to me. I didn't want to let you go, 'cause I love you so. Dreams were shattered when you walked away. Wish we could be together again.
Well, thank you so much, Marianne. Y'all, please.
All
show
right,
us some love.
Marianne.
Thank
Woo!
Marianne, yeah.
Love the
No,
rocking the
thank you.
Great
boat.
songs.
Thank you, Marion.
Rocking
Thank you
the
for
boat.
sharing.
You're welcome. I enjoyed the second song. It was beautiful, love.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Indeed, and that last one definitely tugged back on our heartstrings from an earlier conversation we were having with losing people in our lives. Beautiful work, and I think it's always dope to see you and your ukulele just expressing love the best way you know how. Thank you, Miriam.
Yep. You're welcome.
Y'all show us some love one more time, please.
Marianne.
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 Woo!
Cheers. Good job.
Thanks.
This I know it's a little late. We creeping into the evening, but again, you know, remember, be mindful that you want to receive the energy that you want to give the energy that you wish to receive when it is your turn to share. So when I ask you to all to pour into each other,
Amen.
it's not me trying to shake you or make you uncomfortable. Just know that energy is transcending. And I think we all have a clear understanding of that, being the poets
Yes.
that we are. So let's continue to keep that energy high as we possibly can without crashing. All right. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah. With that being said, let's keep it going. Y'all, please, once again, open your hearts and your mics and let's welcome Escape Artists.
Woo-hoo! Let's
Yeah,
go.
go
Escape
escape
artist.
artists.
Welcome in.
Escape.
Yay, escape.
Hey, sweetie. It's been a while, love. I'm excited.
Hey guys, thank you for that warm welcome. Um, I'm gonna read two unfinished pieces, because I enjoy workshopping my pieces. Online. So here we go. Through all my years of watching scary movies, I realized there are no monsters or zombies or evil spirits, just people. Lately, it's been hard to tell the difference. Ugly's made a home of the public. Jason is at the White House taking a chainsaw to our rights. White supremacy is Michael Myers, always coming back to haunt us no matter how hard we fight. The gremlins are the politicians once they get paid after midnight. The oligarchs need exorcisms. Playing Saw with our lives got us living in a nightmare. Freddy Kruegered our dreams of owning property. The only place we can afford to live is Elm Street. In Zombieland, where everyone's brain is rotting and no one cares about the state of affairs. When it comes to defeat, the movies offer no advice. When the monsters turn out to be people, eventually you have to turn and face your monsters. Because the people who do nothing but run always end up dead. That's the first one. And
That was phenomenal, Escape.
thank you. And I think you guys heard this before. I'm workshopping it still. Um, it's like inspired by Amiri Baraka's Someone Blew Up America. Here we go. And I wonder who sold the United States and how much did it cost? And was it on sale because almost half the country is sick and obese? Was it on clearance because we're ridden with dis-ease? Did they sweeten the deal by throwing in Gaza for free? Are we still one nation under God? Who's God? And does he serve me also, or just those that look like you? Now that the Mexicans are gone, are the Puerto Ricans next? Will there be paper checks, skinned against parchment to see if you belong, when white is right, any other color is wrong? Are the new owners made of bleach? The way they whitewash our history, that's the way it seems. And why are they so angry there's a month for Black history, making the existence of other cultures a mystery? What are they trying to hide from you and me? Is because they ate slaves that when they think America was great? You know what slaves and alligators have in common? They both ended up as belts, boots, and food. That's all I got so far, but I'm working on it.
Oh my God, that is so much. Y'all please open up your mics and show some love.
Yes.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna steal it anyway.
Yeah.
That was so excellent. And that, I know you see it in the chat, but that recasting you did of the MAGA slash Republican slash Soviet apparatchiks and recasting them as upright humanoid monsters from the 80s, it was just so imaginative. I loved it.
Yeah, she definitely took us on a journey with that first one. Um, yeah, especially if you any of a horror fan. I think back in the '80s is when they had the real horror movies. A lot of these replicated stories that show up in these new age horror films are more comedic, more comical than actually scary. So to tap into the names and the themes that you brought forth when we were really being scared out our boots was definitely on point. Definitely on point. Um, I love the second one, especially I
My
put in here.
favorite.
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Okay.
that was me interrupting. Apologies.
No, if you got something to say, please share it. I know sometimes I could be long-winded.
All of us are long-winded. We're poets.
I was gonna say, I don't know, but have you gone back and watched some of the movies? Because Nightmare on Elm Street is hilarious when you
Oh
watch it
yeah,
now.
oh yeah. It definitely was comedic. Because Freddy Krueger had a comedic personality when it come to him being scary and murderous. So yeah, I can relate. It was funny back then. You know, he probably even funnier now.
It
From
was
where we
never
come
fun
as far
for
as
me.
graphics.
Never. I couldn't sleep for 2 or 3 days. I was messed up.
Yeah,
I still can't watch
it was
them.
definitely scary.
I don't watch horror movies.
Yeah, life is hard. Life is scary
It is
enough.
horror. Exactly. Exactly, Gemini. We got enough horror going on in real life.
Yeah.
Escape Artist, I love the last line for the first poem. That really I don't know if it was a punch or a crescendo, but it really solidified the entirety of the poem. Um, and then I loved your similes and what you use for your descriptions and Gremlins was the one that really got me. Yes, Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger, but when you considered the politicians to be gremlins, that right there was powerful because they are. They look cute like Gizmo when they want to be voted into office, and then at midnight they eat and they turn into gremlins. So, and that's both sides. So thank you very much for that visual because I'll never leave my head. And every time I look at TV C-SPAN, I'll see all of them as gremlins. I appreciate that. It's gonna make the news funnier for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate all you guys' feedback, and I love it here. So I'm looking forward to what everyone else has tonight.
That's what's y'all keep pouring into each other. I know we can't all get our thoughts out. Sometimes it will, if we do, it'll truly extend the night beyond midnight, and I can't really hang that late. But if there's some things in your heart, um, please put it in the chat so that the artist can go back and catch it, and actually we all can see it. There's something, it might remind us of something that we heard and may have missed. So if your fingers are quick enough to type it up, please put it in the chat. With that being said, y'all show some love to Escape Artists one more time.
Yeah.
That was good work, Escape
Well
Artist.
done.
I can't wait to hear the
Yeah.
finished product.
Yes.
Indeed, indeed. And while you all have your hearts and your mics open, let's welcome Rich Boucher.
Rich.
Go,
Let's go,
Rich.
Rich.
Yeah.
So good to see and hear all of you again. Good grief. And I was going to put it in the chat, but Gemini Fox, I just want to say I loved what you said about the gremlins because it brought to mind how many times in my life I have heard of shady Congress people waiting until midnight to sneak some legislation or some reform at the 11th hour before anyone can act on it and before the news can hit it. Very gremlin-like, actually. And this poem is from my book, All of This Candy Belongs to Me. And Mr. Witz, this is for you. This is a poem I wrote actually for my dad. You got me really contemplative about teeth. And the poem is called Father's Whistler. They say that if you lose a tooth in your dream, it means someone you love will die very soon. I never believed in that little bit of folk wisdom, mostly because I was scared that dreams could really mean things, but also because I never cared for the hippie types who helped to promulgate such bunk into the culture. They say that if you lose a tooth in your dream, it means that sometime in the next week, one of your light bulbs is going to go out. I dreamed that I lost a tooth only a few months before we lost my father to the ravages of getting older. I keep that tooth in a jar in the bottom of my dresser to remember what it means to cage something important. About 2 weeks after the funeral, I noticed I was starting to grow a new tooth in the hole left behind by one of my wisdom tooth extractions. I thought it was strange, but I didn't dwell on it. Another new tooth started growing right behind that new wisdom tooth about a month later. This kept happening and hasn't stopped happening. I keep growing new teeth at least once a month. It's got to the point where it's physically difficult to spit out the phrase new teeth at least once a month with all of these new teeth getting in the way. I went to one of my dentists to discuss this freakish growth, and he told me that the new teeth were coming from my father. My dentist told me that each time my deceased father dreamed of me from beyond the grave, in whatever bed he may have been lying in out there in the next world, a brand new tooth would appear in my mouth. The truth of this hit me quickly and instinctually, thickening in the air like so much pungent incense. As of the time of this writing, I can't sing anymore because I now have over 160 teeth in my mouth, and the number keeps growing each month and week. Truthfully, these new teeth prove that death has a beautiful smile, though I would give anything to be able to whistle again without sending sparks flying everywhere. The thought of saltwater taffy terrifies me. If I could get the words out without screaming a song about nails on a chalkboard, I'd tell you I miss my father. So that's that first poem. And the second poem, this is called Model Tryst in a Snow Globe. Okay. Notice the care that the artist took in bringing some humor into the design to complement the realism and grit in this piece. The four-sided, translucent, smoky gray plastic base with the light-up pink neon vacancy sign on the front panel, meant to evoke the dingy windows of a no-tell motel off the highway. A notch at the bottom of the rear panel on the base allows a USB cord to come through and supply power and light to both the sign and the interior of the globe. Inside the glass globe itself, we see a little bed with faux oak nightstands on either side. What time of day is evident in the impressionist painting on the wall above the headboard? Notice the lovely cover of the bedspread itself, the high thread count white cotton sateen with autumnal floral pattern trim. Why do you think the artist went with the sorrowful colors of the fall? At the foot of the bed stands an average man in a white shirt and dark slacks loosening his blue necktie, clearly beginning to undress as he leers smilingly at the attractive and regular woman on the bed. The woman kneels on the bed, facing him, and she's reaching back to unhook her dark red balconette brassiere. Her expression seems to be one of excitement and anticipation, but the way the artist has drawn her eyes makes it appear as though her emotion and readiness for a coupling actually hides some hesitance and trepidation. Why do you think the artist chose to make the scene take place when it does? What would have been lost or gained by having the scene depict the lovers in a state of post-coitus? Observe the top of the nightstand on the left. See the iPhone and a set of car keys. The screen appears lit up. Can you see who's calling? Look at the top of the nightstand on the right. There's another phone and also an acorn-toned Michael Kors satchel. There's a pint of Knob Creek bourbon and 2 glasses with last sips in them. There's an open pack of Marlboro Lights beside an ashtray with a lit cigarette, the tip burning like a little copper fire. Can you tell which of the pair is the smoker? Did either of them bring breath mints, or does their need for what's about to happen supersede concerns about taste? What do you think inspired the artist to create this scene? Is the artist perhaps remembering something in his own personal history and recreating it here? Do you think the artist approves of this sort of behavior? Or is his perspective one of harsh judgment? What's up with this artist anyhow? Doesn't he have anything better to do than to pry into the lives of complete strangers? Whatever happened to the right to privacy? If you think the artist is the sort of person who gets off on watching others get it on, explain why you think so, and then explain why you're looking at me like that.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow. Y'all open up your mics and show some love, please.
Shit was amazing, bro. I can't even lie.
Wow.
That was an awesome read, bro.
Wow.
I love the narrative aspect of it. That was lovely. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you
Indeed,
all.
definitely.
Gosh, thank
Beautiful
you all so much.
recite. Love it. Love the way you tell a story and keep us so enthralled as you do it. It is really amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you very much, all of you, for what you said and just for listening. By the way, that last poem, second poem, was I was assigned a prompt. So this is fun if you want to try something kind of just out of left field. Write about something that normally isn't tiny and make it tiny. And that's what pushed that poem.
Kind of like 3-dimensional art. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, Rich. Thank you for sharing. I got to go back to that first piece because it was such a beautiful tribute and homage paid to your pops. That opening statement just reminds me of how as adults we can create a horror in the mind of our children by tailing them into these things, right? whether that be a ancestral connection and a spiritual connection, how does that young mind adapt to it, right? How do they perceive it when you tell them something like that? And then, to actually have that vision, a week apart from one of the most tragic things that happen in your life. I thank you for sharing that. I'm glad that it was able to make a connection to that from what you heard from me earlier. But that was definitely a beautiful tribute to your dad, man.
Thank you.
Done. Well done.
I mean it. Thank you, brother. That I think that was, I guess maybe kind of a way of working through the grief of having lost him. I lost him on a major holiday, and I lost my mother on a major holiday. So their passings have ruined, have basically put a new spin on Halloween when he died, and Valentine's Day when my mother died. So
Wow.
I think of those holidays as I don't see them the same. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can only imagine. Because Halloween is already filled with so much masquerade and horror, and then you have Valentine's, the time of love, to pretty much lose the love of your life, your first God, your mom. You know, that's strong, bro, and I'm so glad that you were able to work through it through your artistry. Sometimes that's how God helps us to find that peace. So continue doing so, bro. Keep shining, man. And thank you for always being here for us.
Thank you. And what you just said, I wish my dad was here to have heard you say it. I think you'd like my dad, and he would like you. Just to tell you that.
Thank you, brother. That means a hell of a lot. You don't even know. You don't even know. Y'all show some love one more time for Rich Boucher, please.
Great work, Rich. Great work.
That was amazing work, bro.
I want Rich's mic. I want to know if it's going to make my voice sound like that,
I was really over here thinking the same thing. Like, man, I need to put my Zoom on the computer because Rich sounds like he is the leader of the choir, and we are waiting for him. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely old school red.
Ditto.
This is just a $50 mic I got at Best Buy, but it USBs into the MacBook, so it's But I always do a little sound check beforehand.
No, Rich,
and
man, you got the picture in the background. It's not just your mic, Rich. I'm gonna keep it real. I've been smoking some good weed, and I'm gonna talk. It ain't my time to talk, but I'm gonna talk right now. Listen, my man Rich looked like he is in the late '80s, right? Like y'all know those y'all ever seen any of those old movies where they like black and white, but the action is still action packed? I can't think of what I don't want to take too much time.
Yeah,
but he reminds me of one of those old time movies that and a couple of they've remade a few movies like that now, but that noir feeling. Like and I feel like every time I talk to him on here and it's his turn to talk, even if it's mid conversation, we take like a step into a time machine into his little zone. And I really enjoy even when he ain't doing poetry, even when he's just talking. Like, you know what? Go ahead, Rich, talk your shit. All right, I'm done. I need to get that off. Thank y'all for giving me a space for it.
Oh, thank you. And Erica, I wouldn't change a thing at all about your voice at all.
I was about to say she talking about she need a new mic, like she ain't Queen Voice over here, her and Gifted with the League of Voices.
Yo, Rich, I'm glad I caught you, bro.
I'm glad to hear your voice again, man. It's been like it's as the I'm gonna sound real old now. As the young people like to say, it's been a minute, fella.
It's been a minute. It's all good. All right,
Hey, Rich, you just didn't need to say that part. But besides that part, you didn't even sound that old. If you wouldn't have said the initial intro to it to make yourself sound old, it actually came off real smooth, Rick.
Right. Indeed. Look, I mean, I will spend all night just loving on each other if we could, man. I mean, that's what this space is really about. So I don't want to cut none of it short. I really don't, if it's in your heart and, sometimes it's easier to express than to write it up. I mean, get it out. I really don't want to chop none of that up. that's the biggest part of this night, even before the poetry, man. So again, please keep loving on each other for real. Let's move along though. Let's once again, please, I ask you all to open up your hearts and your mics and let's welcome our next artist, my food dog, y'all brother, Mr. Nemo Soon.
Hey,
Nemo, we made
Hey.
it.
Hey,
We made it.
We made it. We made it to Wednesday.
Nemo went on a vacation. I can't wait to hear what he got.
I went on a writing retreat with the Guerrilla Poets over the weekend. Spent a lot of time editing, but managed to write 2 pieces. They're so different from one another, though. I've been struggling to figure out which one to read before the other one. I'm going to go with the heavier piece first, and then I'll do the one that's kind of more like darkly comic. Leave you with that. This poem is not about trauma. It's not about what it takes to keep going after the impact and those first few moments of everything's changed. No, this poem is not about trauma. It's not about walking down hospital hallways that look like hallways where hearts are breaking. No, this poem is not about trauma. It's not about having to count numbers out loud to hold back the panic when you're lying in the machine. No, this poem is not about trauma. It's not about getting that phone call from a stranger with the worst possible news. No, this poem is not about trauma. It's not about getting sick and knowing that's it, having to say goodbye, having to hear it. No, this poem is not about trauma. It's not about parents who abandon their children because sometimes biological imperatives don't work. No, this poem is not about trauma. It's not about the ripping or the tearing or the hurt, not the crying or the dying or the dirt, not shaking or quaking or lying or lost. No, this poem is not about trauma. It's not about the time your brother sat outside of his school building waiting to be picked up by his dad, who isn't coming ever again. And he cannot understand to this day why his dad didn't come for him that day or any day. No, this poem is not about trauma, not about needles or exit bags or exit wounds or scars or pissing blood. No, this poem is about healing. It's about still being here. It's about getting through it, about survival, about standing back up when the trauma poems are the best we can do. And this is the second piece. Your luggage is trying to take me out. Straps grappling with my toes. I caught your hair dryer eyeing me sideways. I'm pretty sure your toothbrush is plotting my demise. I've seen toothpaste be belligerent, but fuck, your dental floss is round like a lariat, lethal like a steel toothpick, unexpected like the kick that finally gets you out. Do you have the gumption to wear your best snakeskin boots when the water comes rushing in? I thought your baggage was trying to take me down, brushes and makeup to cover the dust. The road rises up and down out there in front, and who knows when the howling is ever going to stop. top down while the wind whips wildly, and I can't hear the laughing if that's what's happening. But I'm hearing the transmissions down deep where the messages come from, rattling and rolling around underground, upside down in the abstract. Rebar rods reaching upwards, tangles twisted into barbed wire boundaries, blocking off the chemical plants where the lights burn too bright, sizzling in the stifling twilight under the influence of the swiftly retreating dark. What the crier said were dirty lies, propaganda propagated without proper supervision. Nay, not even novice oversight these novices have. No nickels left standing on their edges this toss round. This shit's for real now and forever. It's not practice anymore. Time to put the ball in play and pray someday our children will have it better than us. Someday we'll say, hey, it's okay. I don't know where the fuck we're going, but we're going to get there together. Because this one has to count when they come round counting, because they're coming. Your colors wrapped around, head down, underground again. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Nemo. Y'all, come on in.
God damn, Nemo, every
Woo.
time, bro. But he don't miss.
Beautiful.
He don't miss.
Man, I need a writing retreat. Man, came back like that.
Nemo, more than your writing, your delivery is always superb. Every single, it's not even every word, every syllable is just like very intentional. I appreciate that so much about your delivery. And I've missed hearing you guys. I've missed hearing you. So and to be honest, I had a Freudian slip at the very beginning of your poem. What I heard in the first line, this poem is not about Trump. When you mentioned about the hospital, I thought of healthcare and veterans. And then after I heard the word 2 more times, and I realized you were not saying Trump, you were saying trauma.
I'm glad you said that because I thought he said Trump as well.
I
'Cause
did as well.
Like
Yeah.
I don't like to hear that man's name. I don't even acknowledge him.
I thought he said Trump as well.
I'm a little horrified, but yeah, okay. I definitely did not mean to say that. No, trauma with an A.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't hear it till you said it again. I'm like, did he go from trauma to Trump? I gotta hear this piece again because I don't know how he got here. If y'all want me to be real, I'm thinking because I heard him say Trump, but then they started saying trauma. I'm like, he went from trauma to Trump. Oh yeah, I gotta hear this again because I don't even know how we got here. Maybe I was too high, but I'm glad y'all said that because it cleared things up for me.
Yeah, I pulled a different meaning until it started becoming like going from the outwards into the center where it became more and more personal.
Right.
But the first time you said trauma, I heard Trump, and then I second guessed myself when you said trauma the second time because I was trying to connect it to that. But the first line with that word in it, whatever word I thought it was, it actually fit the feeling I had if it was Trump. For I because I have people who work in veterans hospitals. I have family members who are former service members, and that feeling that it gave me when I heard that and heard about people in the hospital in the waiting rooms and exit and entrances, it just I had all the feelings, all the feelings. So thank you for that journey, just within those first few lines, and then thank you for the experience of the entire poem.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you were here to receive it. Thank you.
And brother, I'm gonna piggyback just a skosh on what Gemini Fox just said. with your work, which you're always on point with your delivery. You and I've had long conversations, it seems to me, about mic technique and sound and elocution and all that, and presentation. And the idea that people would be hearing it as initially as Trump versus trauma is doubly interesting from where I'm sitting, because all I can think about is that one clip that and I always dressed in a shirt and tie, so people kind of think of me visually in shorthand as, oh, I bet that guy likes Trump. No, I don't. He's horrifying. But then I think of that clip that was pretty famous a few months back, and at some rally, Trump said, speaking to women, he said, "I'm going to protect you whether you like it or not." And I try to imagine or put myself in the shoes of any woman who has experienced sexual assault in some way, or sexual harassment, or some combination of both, and hearing that gross chud inform women that he's going to protect them whether they like it or not is I it's just, yeah, it's pretty gross. And TLDR, great work as always, brother. That's the shorthand version of what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Thank you all for pouring into Fu. I have to say, because I got a chance to peek into his rights. I've been blessed to go back and forth with Nemo on several occasions, and we share each other's rights. So I was able to read these pieces, and when I read them in his voice. It's like the way he writes them, you can hear his voice behind them. Um, but yeah, just being able to get that insight, I knew where it was going, and I felt it from the beginning, all the way through. It was even great to hear it echoing or vibrating through you, brother. So I'm glad I was able to catch it in that mannerism. But I always appreciate the fact that you share your work with me, and allow me to do the same with you. Um, yeah, but it's so dope to hear how our words translate um through others. So yeah, again, that's basically a big thing for this space. And I'm glad that you all continue to feed and pour in that mannerism. Big love. Y'all show some love to Nemo one more time.
Yeah.
Nemo.
Hey, what's going on, Nemo?
Always good work, Nemo.
Oh, who's that?
Unsurprisingly on point, brother.
Man, talking about pouring into, I know this is getting off topic, but it needs to be said. Wits is in here, Jaw is in here, others. Only got to listen to part of it, but this project, the Black Charlotte project they have out, y'all have to go listen to that because it is so dope. Like the history in it, the voices in it. Please make sure you support them and go listen to that.
That's what's
Thank you
up.
for that, Shaki
Thanks.
G. You
Yeah.
know,
Go ahead,
yeah,
babe.
no, I really appreciate that, because a lot of times I I stray from promoting myself. And though this project is not solely of me, this is of the Charlotte community. Being a part of it is big and very important to me. And especially with us losing one of the more phenomenal artists in our poetry community, um, allowing that to be the last piece of share. It's important that we put that out there. We keep pushing that. It's not just for us. It's for those that aren't here to celebrate it as well. Um, with all of the history that's within this work. So thank you for bringing that to light, Shaki. Um, I truly appreciate you for that, sis. Let's keep moving. Tonight is going beautiful. I thank you all for loving on each other the way you do. Let's keep that energy out. Everyone, please Open up your hearts and your mics and let's welcome Black Salt Wolf to the mic.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Let's go, Black Soul. Woof.
Yes.
Welcome on in.
Black Salt.
Hello. Always a pleasure to be here. Today is different because I am coming to you before you as a messenger for the dark goddess. And I'm here to take you on a journey to another part of the world, Japan, actually. And I'm going to be telling you the story of a Japanese princess. And I will need to use the share screen feature for that, as it is a poem that is musically accompanied by something I pre-recorded. So I'm going to share that with you. But first I would like to do a haiku, seeing that as we're in Japan and haikus kind of in Japanese folklore, 5 is a sacred number to the Japanese and 7 is the sacred number to the Japanese. So they put them together, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, then 5 syllables, and it makes a haiku, and it's supposed to be sacred utterance. And so I will share a haiku with you. Yeah, can you hear me okay? Not too loud, not too quiet. I see some head nods, I see some thumbs up, so I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh yeah, you're coming in well, brother.
Thank you. So we'll start out with this haiku. It's called Haiku God. Here we go. Question that I ask: are you a god or goddess? None. I am darkness. And that is Haiku God. And so, yeah, haiku, very short, very short. And so I'm gonna see, okay, looks like you enabled the share screen, so share sound. And so, this is something a little bit different that I'm doing with my art, but it's been a long time coming because mythology really inspires me. So I just kind of whip this, it's like a short story almost, you know, but it's like a poem, short story. It's kind of everything in between. So I'm going to play it for you guys. Hope you like it. Let me know if you can hear it okay. Cross the bridge and pay the toll, caught in the crosswinds of an immortal god, the rotten princess of royal blood. Don't say I didn't warn you. Cross the bridge, I double dare you. It's not as simple as you think. 21 days by the river bank. Cross the bridge to reach the shrine. Cross the bridge, revenge is mine. Cross the bridge if you're not scared. Cross the bridge and face your fears. Yield to thee in tranquil red mordant and feel the pain of my betrayal. You will know I am the rotten princess, the weaver of romance, broken hearts, brotherhood and blood trails. Yield to the water of a weeping woman. I demand your love and damn your mind. Cross the bridge, you're running out of time. Love is a foolish thing, but I still want you by my side. Behold, I am the storyteller's burden, and I'm here for the gods, and I fight for true love against all odds. listen well. Let me tell you a tale of a rotten princess whose plans had failed. Nonetheless, her heart floated and did not sink, for she became immortal after 21 days by the river bank. And did I mute myself? Yeah, I have my mic on, so I hope you could hear it okay. I wasn't making too much noise. I got my plugged into the matrix, got things plugged in, making noise. But that is the story of Hashihime. That is her name, of the goddess Hashihime. And she is venerated at particular Shinto shrines or something like that. You know, but I was gonna say something. Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank. So that's the tale of Hashihime. And she haunts bridges. She haunts bridges. And and her story is basically her husband cheated on her, right, in life. And so she went to a riverbank and prayed for a long time. And she got her revenge by becoming a immortal god of vengeance. And so that is the story of Hashihime. And so that's what I got for tonight. This is my public YouTube channel, Black Salt. I'll put the link in the description. Hit all the buttons, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And that's what I got for tonight.
Oh man, thank you, Black Soul Wolf. I seen Debbie shaking her head. She's familiar with come on in, Debbie.
That was very inspiring. Oh, I feel so good being here. I'm going to read some very personal things that I don't normally read, and I feel very comfortable. Wait. Wasn't it me?
Yes. No, yes. No. I thought you actually next. You actually are next, but I want to introduce you properly. I thought you were paying homage to the piece. Right now we're going to show some love to Black Soul Wolf. And I seen you nodding your head when he was explaining the references, and I thought that you.
Well, the word Shinto really did cross my mind, and I do want to look into that goddess for sure. Yeah. Let me unmute myself. Let me remute myself.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Well, I hope I didn't make you feel uncomfortable with that. But yeah, that was dope, Black Salt Wolf. It really was the melody, it's kind of like playing off the theme of tonight of how life is such a horror film. I don't know if that's one of the tracks that you've done yourself, because I know you make music.
Well, like I said, it is, well, it's not just any goddess. It's you have to approach dark goddesses a little bit darker and different. And so that's kind of why I chose that particular kind of background and music. And I was trying to kind of go in with the more you know, melancholy, make you a little uncomfortable kind of vibe. So but it's all in good fun though. I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but
No, I don't mean it that way. It definitely had a spook to it, but the message was still in a beautiful fashion. Like you could hear the broken heart in it. From the moment you say, like, when lovers meet, it's like crossing the bridge. You know what I'm saying? You know, you come over to my side, or I come over to your side, or
It's
we
very
meet,
symbolic. It's very
or
symbolic.
or
Yes.
we meet in the middle. Yeah, it's sad that it's weighed like that. It love is supposed to be 100%, but they tell you 50-50. So then they got you in the mindset already that I'm only gonna give you half of me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm only gonna receive half of who you are. So it's just a lot of metaphoric connection within that piece, man. But I definitely enjoyed it. I think the room enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you for listening. That I need a storyteller is nothing without an audience to actually listen to the story. So you're more important than you think, so thank you for listening.
Big love to you, brother. Y'all show some. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to chime in too, just to say thank you, first of all, for sharing that and sharing the hard work. You'll see it in the chat, but I had asked you how you put together the backing music. I have a Bandcamp page where I have work that is not in my book. It's also sort of in a separate stream from my regular publishings that happen month to month. And I have often I use different programs to compile and make soundscapes for work, and so I recognize that in what you're doing. I think it's great, and I how you arrived at the music. I'm curious about, just because I noticed that it's very hypnotic, and then the way that the backing track ends is sort of an abrupt 90-degree left-hand turn off of the path that you'd been on for the entire 2 to 3 minutes of the track. So long story short, well done. And keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
So y'all show Black Soul Wolf some love one more time, please.
Woohoo! Great work.
Black Salt.
There y'all go. Don't punch out on me yet. You still got quite a few more amazing artists. So let's try to keep that energy up. With that being said, once again, everyone, please open up your hearts and your mics, and let's welcome our next artist, Debbie Siegel.
Thank you. Sorry for jumping in a
Debbie.
little. Thank you, Nemo, for continuing to inform me that this is a good place to be, and I'm here. And like I was starting to try and say a little prematurely, I don't normally read these things. This one's new. I got one new and one old, and they're kind of personal, but this seems like a space where they, it's a loving space. Absolute beginners begin absolutely. 8 months pregnant, swollen legs, elevated on couch, doctor ordered bed rest. Hubby is a plumber working in trenches, returning at night in muddy boots, and duty calls him to prepare rice-a-roni or Chef Boyardee for the missus. Morning comes, day before baby is due. She washes up below amniotic rain, spilling from between legs, soaking the dusty rose housecoat and ruby slippers. Bag packed, waiting in the foyer, he takes her arm and walks her downstairs, first time in weeks, to the beat-up pickup truck, complete with car seat, baby shower gift from coworkers. Radio tuned to FM rock station, she sings along with David Bowie's song, perfectly suited soundtrack. Oh, we're absolute beginners with nothing much at stake. Broken waters, baby, be here soon, be a piece of cake. 23 hours, forced walking to bring on contractions. That doesn't happen. Bring on the induced labor drugs. 9 hours of hoo-hoo-hee, breathing, too busy lamassing to beg for epidural or spinal tap. They give her one anyway, get her ready for a bit of surgery. Magical thinking, not expecting, tiny little OB doctor climbing on a kick stool to make the cut. Head crowns from the wound. It's blonde. Hubby cuts the cord. They are blessed with a round-headed baby girl placed skin to skin on new mama. She takes the nipple fine, and pretty much nothing's ever going to be the same. So that's my firstborn daughter's birth story. She'll be turning 38 next month. And this one, excuse me one sec. Would you mind? I'm on.
That was beautiful. Let's go ahead and show her some love while she
I've got a person playing music that didn't realize that I was on. Okay. Okay, and this one also relates to my firstborn daughter. Spoken and broken. My great-grandmother in the old country was a healer. Using spoken incantations, she took the evil eye off people. Jealousy, envy, and a look can make a family rue the day they would celebrate a new life. Just an ugly baby, booby. Beyonce's mother took her family's broken curse and passed it on to Beyonce. In my lineage, I am the one we've been waiting for, curse breaker, and my firstborn daughter is salvation bearer of this lineage. Her child drinks sweet homemade lemonade, squeezed from the family tree. Nothing is real, and nothing is a threat. We're going to start again. Thank you.
Oh no, thank you, Debbie. Y'all please open up your mics and show some love.
That was a great write. I mean, that amniotic rain got me. I like that description. I have never heard anyone describe it like that.
Yes.
You're
So
relatable.
true.
We truly appreciate you. This is Who Naked up in here. So when I say being naked, I don't mean taking your clothes off, but by bearing your soul. We appreciate your nudity in here. It's like I said, a lot of times with artistry, it's very personal, and it's not always easy to share. But to take us along that journey with you was so vivid, so emotional, emotionally impacting, and a lot of your word choice in there was perfectly written. And I truly thank you for sharing that. It was dope.
Yeah,
Every
thank you
both
so
piece-
much.
Yeah, both pieces were very captivating and real and relatable. I appreciate it. You said there was a line in the first one where you talk about morning comes, and as soon as you said it, it made me think of new beginnings when morning comes. So it was almost like it was a metaphor for that. And I honestly, after you finished, I still was like, yeah, life would, it's a new beginning, the birth of your child. And yeah, nothing ever is ever going to be the same.
Right.
But it will be beautiful. And the second piece, Spoken and Broken, that is a very intriguing title. So well done on that. Thank you for sharing and being in this space.
Thank you so much.
What's up? I just want to elaborate on that a little bit more with the journey of bringing life into the world. Like you literally took us through that with you. I think that was so powerful because um, as a man, being there with my baby mother as she went through the whole process to the point of being in the hospital and actually seeing my sons come into the world physically, um, it does something to you. It makes you emotional, and it's like she said at the end, you ended it so perfectly. Things will never be the same again because there's always going to be something that ties into that love, that love. And 38 years, huh? Beautiful.
And I just wrote this poem. Like, it wasn't like I wrote it way back when. So it's really like, it was just a brain dump. It was just a heart dump. And so thank you for providing the space where I can share that and be able to cry while I'm reading. Thank you.
We love you. Know that it's definitely appreciated in here, and you're always welcome to come and share with us. Always.
Yeah, it pulled me into my experience, but my experience with my son, it was joy and pain. So I half expected it to not have a happy ending. I was so thankful that it did have a happy ending.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing that.
Beautiful. Y'all show us some love one more time, please.
Thank you so much, Debbie.
Yes.
So glad you're here, Debbie.
Yes.
Thank you, Debbie.
Awesome, awesome. All right, let's keep the energy up. Let's keep moving forward. Everyone, please open your hearts and your mics and let's welcome our next artist from the rights of Miss Betty through the voice of Nemo Soon. Am I correct?
Yes. And
Yes. Yes.
before Nemo starts, can I say this? You know, I like to see people in living. Oh, I see me like this. What the hell? Before we you know, I like to see people in living color. But if I saw Rich in black and white, I mean totally in black and white, I wouldn't be dismayed. I wouldn't be scared. I would like to see him walking down the street all in black and white. I just want to say that.
Mama
Thank you
Betty,
so
I
much.
just want to say you
appreciate
look
that.
beautiful today.
Oh, is that was that
Your favorite pain in the ass?
oh, no thanks.
Y'all so silly. Oh my God.
Thank you so much for what you said. I for my exuding a different era. I try to. Thank you.
Okay, Fusan.
Oh, all right. Here we go. This poem begins with a quote from Mr. Witz. If God has 99 attributes, how can we have but one name? The gifts granted me to be a parent present in time, and I thank him for not placing me on the lengthy line of lost fathers waiting to be reassigned. And Mama Betty's poem. 1,000 heartfelt kisses respectfully placed from my fingers on chest of 1,000,000 fathers who stand the course of a track full of broken mirrors, molten lava rivers, sisal looped gunny sack ties, chilling echoes, innocence of rattling bones, wind chime branches, an eon of centuries, unmeasurable decades, forgotten recorded time, a stoic dance of oak trees, determined line of soldiers, God's mighty guardians, carve a path, synchronize footprints deeply planted by ancestors, molasses thicken love, rototilled toil, softened soil, leading you unhampered, unbothered, unshakable, where father's keys are never lost, home. And this is her second piece. Before time took it away, ice melting, sea levels rising, blinds our eyes, causing an overshadowing of basic human rights. Lost, drowning integrity, chain ganged coherence adjoins malaise, nonchalant in shallow waters. Who could have fathomed this unhoused nation sleeping on one corrugated, corrupt cardboard floor, denim blue tent, our midnight blue sky. Do you even remember our freedoms, minuscule and broad, who issued in such a tragic spirit? Why anyone remembers gaiety, light, contemplating a bright day before an antiquated old world oligarchy steeped in dust mites, apathetic, dim-witted creatures took it away. As we scrounge for foods on empty shelves, throwing out lines to catch disfigured fish in oil-polluted waters. Wow.
Yes, double
Thank
wow.
you. Thank you, Nemo.
Thank you for letting me read that. It was beautiful.
Sorry.
Again, first of all, I'm honored. That was the second piece that was kind of attributed to me today. I don't want to seem selfish or anything like that, but I love you all for including me in your thoughts. I think that first piece was so important to me because being a father, and I'm a father all the time, but I only get my children's undivided attention on the weekends. So every weekend I spend with my kids, unless something pulls me in another direction. But for the most of it, I try to make sure that that time is dedicated to them. And I don't think fathers get enough um, enough love, or shall I say acknowledgement to how important they are in the guidance of a child, whether it be a male or female. Fathers are important. So thank you so much for writing that, Mama Betty. That one definitely hit hard.
Well, you know, Mr. Wicks, you remember you sent me that poem, and that's the end of that poem. And that poem was so moving, just so moving. And I just want to acknowledge those fathers who are not acknowledged, and those fathers who are not in the home, but have a desire to be in the home. And that poem is just so touching to me, especially written from, from a man's point of view. And Nemo, my foo son, I love you, and I like the way you recite my poems. It's nothing wrong with my voice tonight, you guys. I just wanted Nemo. I was going to send it to you last night, but I just want to hear Nemo read those two poems.
Always an honor to read your words. Always an honor. Love you.
I love how you spread attention to, not just one, but you at least, with all your favorite poets that you'll have to read for you. That's beautiful. All your cheering. You got, let them read for you. I love that.
Yeah. You want them? What the hell? You are
Yep,
too.
I'm just waiting to the day that you love me back, Mama Betty. That's all.
Shaggy G, I read your poem. I read your poem from your book out loud.
Oh, I just meant that I wanted us to be besties.
My God, I love it.
You gotta
it's so
love
good to see this.
He is got such a beautiful sense of humor, and you can still hear how the seriousness in it too. You know what I mean? Like that genuity in her love. So I always appreciate that with Shaka.
Before I forget, Miss Betty, darling. So you got a birthday coming up next week?
I ain't tell nobody, but yeah.
The 14th, I believe.
It is.
Okay, then. I just had to put that out there for those of you that don't know.
Come on.
Well, how old you gonna be? 35?
Hey.
With that, Shaggy G, I love you. You back in the net. Welcome.
That's the way to do it.
Welcome back home.
I love it.
Can I just say I love the sight of this collaboration. This one poet pens the work and then hands it to another poet to give it their own inflection and voice. That's just a joy to see it. I really, really, really enjoyed that. And I liked watching, as best as I could see in the screen, Mama Betty, the way that you reacted to Nemo's imprint on your work was just such a good thing to see.
Nemo has such a, well, it's transparent. Nemo has such, and I don't want to waste anybody's time, but Nemo has such a beautiful spirit, a beautiful heart. You know, it overflows. It's right there on the screen. And I'm so grateful that both he and his twin asked me to be their food mom. And yeah, Erica, Brooklyn in the house. Yeah, I have my favorites, and they happen to be my favorites, my favorite children. Yeah.
Yes, we love you. You know, we all love you. I want to pay homage to something that Rich said with the sharing part, the sharing aspect. I want to give a big shout out to one of our dearly departed, Gustav Salas. He used to run his live like that, where you would come in and you would do, you would reiterate someone else's work before you shared your own work. So I thought that was a powerful, that was point on, that was spot on, pointing that out, Rich, how important that is that we share each other in that way. So yeah, pretty dope. Shout out to
Thanks, brother. It's so evident. It is evident. I mean, I feel like this is one of those events that I've come to and started coming to on the regular, and sometimes in the Zoom events, things feel very sterile, 90-degree, chopped off, abrupt staccato, super hygienic, and all that to say kind of impersonal. And this room is the opposite of all of that, and I mean that in the very best way.
Well received, brother. All right, let's keep it going.
Woohoo! Sorry.
Somebody was saying something.
I was saying one of the lines that was my favorite was molasses thick love. Just trying to visualize that and feel it at the same time. That was beautiful. So that was one of my favorite lines in that poem, Molasses Thick Love. There was another one, but I forgot because I was just kind of like beaming and like just awing over y'all loving each other. So
And I think it was dope to see them side by side. So shout out to my co-host Gifted for formulating that and making sure that we can embrace them together. I think that was beautiful. All right, let's keep it going. Let's get through these final artists. Thank you all for rocking with us throughout the night. I know sometimes the show gets a little heavy. People start to wander off and, life hits us. But thank you all. Y'all hanging in there and y'all continuing to pour into each other. Nobody seems to be drained from the love or whatever it is that you're receiving. So I love y'all for it. Thank you. Thank you so much. With that being said, everyone, please open up your hearts and your mics again for me. And let's welcome my co-host, the phenomenal Gifted.
Come on, Gifted.
Gifted.
Yes.
Go Gifted.
Gifted.
Oh,
All right, Gifted, let's hear you.
Thank you, everybody. Love ya, love ya, love ya. All right. I've been back and forth what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do tonight. All right. All right. I'm gonna do this is a micro for just for someone. And then I'll go into my other small pieces, short pieces. This is a Just My Dance. Every day, I have to adjust my dance, ensuring you are not zapping the energy out from underneath my feet. I have to reinvent my walk as I gallop above your stew, trying to suck me in so I'm fuming too. But I'm more than a conqueror, so I forgive you. Joy still in lip smacking adversary. And I adjust my dance right around you. Adjust my dance. All righty, this next piece. Thank you. All right, next piece is untitled. It's still new, something we've been working on in one of our workshops. I remember when waking up was not a chore. Recalling all of the times I just jumped up. Now, each day, I awake to a new pain, ache, tension, overuse, deficiency, age. Any number of all of these things can paralyze, numb, kill the spark in your fire, snap, crackle, and pop. Who red flagged this body, hijacked the maneuver of my limbs, commandeered the free reign of my vigor? I remember when time wasn't ticking, 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 ticking. Olive, fish, flaxseed, oils weren't on the menu. Slapped me in my face, clock winding down. Imprisoned my fear, and it's running through my mind like a kid on the playground. Free. Every echo of it resounds and resonates loud like a siren. Can you hear it? I remember when waking up was not a chore, telling myself, keep living, keep living, keep. Water finds its own level, so balance will be mine, because each day I awake, I'm still alive. That's that piece.
Yes. Go, sis.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
That
was dope.
Bones. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's the second piece I got to hear from that group that you all are in. I think it's phenomenal the rights that are coming out of these prompts. Um, I think if it's possible, maybe you can um inspire the other members to come in and share some of the rights that they've come from that circle. I think it would be beautiful. But yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
that would be nice. Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. All right, and here's my last piece.
Sorry, didn't mean.
That's okay. Echoing seeds. I'm never empty-handed. There's always a word in hand for me to spread. Thrown about like wildflowered seeds, blowing in the wind, unmanipulated reflections, blossoming. Truth I spew. Can't sit quietly when there's so much to be said. Mirrored images that plague our screens. Bad apples ignore our screams. Institutionalized discrimination stagnate our dreams. Prejudged melanated skin made to feel less than. Can't sit quietly. Can't sit quietly. Reflected light echoing from the bottom of our souls must fight. Allow our words to stand up and dance, dance on the breath of moral turpitude. Resounding, meaningful chimes rejuvenate and reverberate until freedom rings. I will not sit quietly when there is so much to be said. So seeds I spread. Seeds I spread. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed. Y'all come on and show some love.
Always potent.
Gifted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think that opening line. Go ahead, Artie. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's always so strong but soft at the same time. I always appreciate that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, Artie. That means a lot. Thank you.
And Gifted, I just want to say, I thought I heard an echo of a Steve Miller lyric in the ticking line when you were talking about that, which to me it might not have been intentional. I don't know if it was, but it made me think of the time keeps on ticking, ticking into the future lyric from the old Steve Miller track.
Oh, that's so hilarious. Go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah, and also, I hope one day I'm fortunate enough to be walking with you on a late night tour of a haunted house, because if only you would be able to say, "Are you able to hear that? Can you hear that?" And it would calm me down, even though I don't really believe in ghosts, but it would be an awful lot of fun to have that happen. Have you turn to me and go, "Do you hear that?" Because that would then make me actually scared in the most fun of ways. So good work tonight.
Thank you very much. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
You should have seen us laughing at the vampires. That was a sight. That's an inside joke. Maybe I'll share that on another night. But yeah, that was definitely dope. Want to reiterate that Rich said that was a powerful opening line. That line, I'm never empty-handed. And I like how you brought that back around to planting seeds, spreading seeds. So it's
Thank
like
you.
you were saying you're not empty-handed because you're full of words. You're not going to be quiet. But then it metaphored into I'm going to spread these messages by spreading these seeds. So yeah, I think that was dope.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That piece actually was selected to be in a journal. So thank you. That means a lot to me and you got the message. So about spreading seeds. So thank you. That means a lot.
That's what's up. Congratulations on that
Thank you.
selection. Y'all show some love one more time to Gifted.
Yes, Gifted.
Thank you.
Gifted.
Congratulations.
Great work.
Professor Gifted.
No, I wish. I don't know.
Be handing out assignments and whatnot.
Y'all got to bring the rest of the class. We
trying.
Yeah,
we try.
We definitely.
Me and Erica try. Look, we try. They early birds.
Well, I understand that too. You know, some people
Need all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, some people work in the evenings. Time is more required. So yeah, we understand.
Yeah, me and Erica the late nights, late bird.
The insomniac poets. Okay.
Right.
Well, that's what's up.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Indeed. Let's keep this energy flowing. Y'all want more, please. Open up your hearts and your mics and let's welcome another one of our brilliant brothers, Mr. Artie Fox.
Come on, Artie. Yes.
Artie.
Hey, good people. How y'all doing?
All right.
Hopefully everybody having a good day, good night. I got a couple quick ones for you. First one is called Chop. Um, relationship after relationship, same basic shit. I mean, they start off great, but then somewhere down the line, back and forth arguing, like, why do we both start hating shit? I mean, not forgiving each other for no mistakes we shift, not showing up or coming to family events extra late to trips. Like, girl. But let me not forget to tell you, she was told she had to be a strong black woman, or only she got comfortable with the folks around her being fake as shit. So no matter what, it felt like defeat. Hardly knowing ourselves, we'd beef instead of finding common ground and a spot where we could actually sit in the middle and meet. It was crazy, y'all. Though I loved her, sure she loved me back. We gotta find some distance before we fade the contact. I don't want it to go missing. It be long and gone, and I just want to write back. But it'd be crazy. I mean, for oh so long, I didn't know her vibes affected me. Yeah, they were so potent. I mean, lingering locks, but she had me so open, coming to the conclusion with myself, like self. I have a dangerous obsession with my favorite flavor female. And the flavor is broken. I know, y'all, that might seem odd or off, like Artie. What does broken taste like? I mean, can you break it down, explain the subject, or is there a cause? I'm thinking, broken? A broken kind of tastes like peace, only poorly manufactured. So the more you indulge, the more you start to crack your teeth. I mean, broken kind of tastes like freedom, and only a false sense of it. So after frolicking for too long in an empty space outside yourself, you get to smell it around and you can't even get a hint of it. Broken? Broken kind of tastes like empathy. Only after trying to put yourself in other people's shoes for so long, you end up missing all those organic vibes that God actually sent for me to see. Wait, why does all that stuff kind of remind me of me? Like poorly manufactured and overdoing it so much, I can't even find my peace. Putting myself in other people's shoes for so long, my sneakers don't even fit me. Hey, I think I was kind of tripping. That obsession, I think it was with myself. My way of thinking I was open, lost in poetry again, thinking I was coping, coming to the real conclusion that I am not obsessed with my favorite female. Nah, I am obsessed with broken. Hey, thanks. My second piece is kind of short. Um, I don't know what it's called yet, but um, hello, good sir. My name, my name is Artie Fox. I mean, I've been traveling along this journey. I mean, I paid my dues. I earned some extra wages. Yep. Listen, sir, I got my papers for my freedom off my old master's lot. I mean, I've been working hard. They told me it was God's work. Only my journey, it seems a bit more hard. I don't know. I guess that's how the odds work. But after all that, for some reason, people who look like me, they kind of stop time. It's like they hate me. I created a blind spot. My hustle for my fam, my morals changed. I mean, my mind dropped. Anyway, I got a small question, mister. I may have made a safe and happy nigga-like spot, but good sir, I've been looking around and how many good slaves you got? I mean, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. 23 years of hard housework and tending to the kids, 24-hour maid service, living around the clock, learning to break black while building right. I mean, building right. It helped made sure my master's family could grow and live. Look at me, black people. I actually do know how to raise kids. I mean, not just the slaves' kids. So again, I made a maid of safe and nigga like spot. But mister, I've been looking around and I'm wondering, how many good slaves you got? That's my piece though. Thank y'all for listening.
Wow. Wow. How many good slaves you got? Good Lord.
Yeah, you
Between
want
that
there.
and tastes like, I'm done with you, Artie. Dang.
Yeah. With
Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for this space with us, man.
I love you, bro. Thank you, man. And thank you for always keeping your spaces too, man. I know I don't always get to pop in, but I always enjoy myself when I do. So yeah, thank you for being a great curator yourself.
Nah, much love, bro. And I know that everybody got their own time, a lot of stuff that they doing. So I ain't never ever mad when you don't show up. I'm just happy when I see you. I don't have time to
I
be
love
mad
that.
at the people that I don't see because I know I've met hundreds and hundreds of friends now with poetry. I don't have time to see everybody, so I don't base my time around when I don't see you because I be sad every day. I just be happy when I get
Say
to see
that.
the friends I get to see. So every time I see y'all, it's only good. I don't have no bad times because the last time I saw y'all was the last good time we had together.
That part.
Amen. I love that. I
That part.
love that. I love it. Artie, I just love I love hearing you and I love taking that journey with you that you take us on when you recite and share and just go in. It is so exhilarating actually. And I love it. So thank you. Thank you very much for making us a part of that. Thank you.
You sound a little too sexy over there. I'm not appreciative.
Hey yo!
Tone your sexy down. Tone your sexy down.
And
And Artie,
I
no, you're
wish.
not policing her sexy.
It's all love.
exactly.
Yeah.
You
Thank you.
policing it?
Tell
Wow.
America. Get him.
You know I'm just poking. That's
I
my
know,
baby.
I know.
You know I'm poking. I
It's not
got you.
policing, David. It's
Yep.
safeguarding. He's safeguarding her sexy.
Ooh.
Like,
Artie, though, I wish I thought like you, because when I don't see people, I worry about them. Like I ain't seen Gemini Fox since Whoops. Not even on my IG, so I was worried, but I'm happy she's back.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
even like you, Shocky, and I guess because how I see it, like I really think all my friends are superpowers. Like we all superheroes and we all have
Mhm.
superpowers. So why would Superman worry about Batman? Why would Batman worry about Wonder Woman? We don't have to worry about each other. Nah, we're super. We have to worry about all the people in the middle of us. I know my friends are so super. If I see Superman not flying, then I'll worry about him. But every time I go on Instagram, all my Superman friends are flying so high I don't have to wonder if they're good or not. I can just see their capes. So I don't know. That's just how I see it.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's cool though.
That's
That's cool.
dope. Yeah, I like that. I was sitting here
Artie,
watching Thor too, so I'm a Marvel fan. So next time, please use Marvel references instead of DC. But I still fuck with you.
That's hilarious.
Man, love
Artie,
that,
hilarious.
man, love, bro.
That
Artie,
is.
I'm gonna say, I loved just from where I'm sitting over here in New Mexico. I loved where you went, especially with the second poem, and the whole house thing, and the concept. Because I was talking with a friend of mine today about seeing the State of the Union address last night, and seeing all of the people who are rabid and vociferous and enthusiastic and joyful about Trump, and I'm talking about the people in that I saw in the audience. There weren't a ton of them, who are people of color, and my very first blush response to that is something that you touched upon in your poem, and so I just wanted to say that it was I love a persona beginning, a persona element to a poem, and you certainly took the listener right there.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for that. Because this poem came from nowhere. I wasn't thinking politically. I wasn't even thinking about black people, if you want me to be real. My mom said something to me the other day. I don't know why I asked her, but I asked my mom who our favorite rapper was, right? And my mom told me that her favorite rapper was Lauryn Hill. And I'm like, oh, you like Lauryn Hill because she just a lady, a black rapper. She's like, nah, it has nothing to do with that. But she said, Artie, you know Lauryn Hill helped raise you, right? And I'm like, what you mean? She's like, what's your favorite album? And I thought about it for a second. And I mean, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of my favorite albums, right? My mom knows that, of course. But her saying that, but she was just joking, like, man, Lauryn Hill helped raise as many kids as me, right? And it was a joke for saying that. But when she said that, it stuck in my head so much because as a black mom, my mom didn't just raise me, she raised all colors of kids. Whoever came around that I brought around became my mom's kids. So, and when I speak of thing of that, I think about how people look down at rappers so much. But as a kid, I didn't have a father in my house, so a lot of the things that I got as a man came from people rapping and talking about it. So when I wrote that piece, it came from a space of just thinking about my mom, and then considering the slaves from back in the day, how as a house nigga, we got looked down upon by other slaves, right? But then when you think about who raised the master's kids, who took care of the house, who cooked the food, so we might have got looked down at by people outside, but what we don't realize is it was those tools that we passed on to other black people. We learned how to be a certain kind of way because as a slave, they took that from us. So those people that were in the house, they were just as important to the makeup as black people as they could, but that's where the separation lies. They wanted us to believe that those things made us different than each other instead of believing that we have been raising kids before we even got looked at as people. And I'll just end it there.
No, that is a perfect sort of supplement and corollary amplification of your poem. 'Cause, I mean, I won't say the expression. I know the first part of the expression is the word house, right? And I just kept seeing, and when I see people who are of color who are um, uh, in a place of epiphany over the MAGA chud, I just have to, I marvel at it. And Chucky, I just saw what you said about them voting to censure Al Green. And just to say, not for nothing, but the White House has a Facebook account, and I go on there every day, and in as creatively a way as I can, I tell them off. So I want them to, I just want them to feel bad about themselves. So I visit their Facebook page every day and do so.
But they won't understand you because they're idiots. I'm
Yeah.
here myself with your words. What did you use? Was vociferous. I've never used that word. I think that's how you pronounce it. And
Yeah.
all your other special $10 and $20 words that you use, it would go over their heads, I think, because they're idiots.
Well, that means a lot to me, Erica. It does. Although I will say I am not a gentleman when I cuss them out on their page. I, I would say that there are turn of the century sailors who would turn 4 shades of red hearing what I have to say on their page. As much as I loved and adore and still do enduringly Michelle Obama, I'm not the one to go high. I can't do it. I respect very much when they go low, we go high. I really get it, but that ain't me.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings when it comes to politics and politicians. I don't feel like none of them have been put in position by accident. I don't think they've been put in position by voting. Uh, but I can go real deep into that, and I don't want to sway anybody on how they feel about anything. But yeah, I just do not trust politicians of any shade, shape, or color. So I'm gonna just move from that. But yeah, I want to tell you, Artie, the pieces was dope tonight. Definitely appreciated the piece about hey, I got my freedom papers. Um, especially when you think about um how hard it was to earned, and then those who had earned them, and then they were destroyed within their face, and they were swept right back into being a slave, into the whole slavery concept. So yeah, thank you
Hey,
for.
which there's a quote, bro, that a slave's biggest dream wasn't to find freedom, but a slave's biggest dream was to find his own slave, and that was way before a black slavery. It was from Roman times. And when I think about that quote, I think deep about it because it goes way beyond black people, people period, and a long history of not trying to actually find freedom, but find a way to live easier on the backs of others and not realize that's slavery. So kind of breaking it down to people when it comes to how we live as people is not always that direct line of me trying to enslave a people, but you selfishly living and trying to not work in the same method as other people, or trying to find a way not to do certain things so we can become the slave owners and the slave masters unintentionally. So
Yeah.
don't think and sit on your high horse and think because you're not out here trying to enslave people or you're not on purpose. And I'm not just talking about white people, black people also. Don't think we can get on such a high horse that we can't become the slave owner, that the same pain and the energy that they gave can't be given from us. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that I want to speak about because we can try to fight a war against other people, but the reality is until we come to terms with us, what we're going to allow and what we're not going to allow, and what we're going to accept that we are all people, period. So until that is the conclusion, I mean, it's just repetitive conversation. But for me, I want to at least scream it loud from my voice.
No, that was right on, man. There was so many of black people that have slaves. I think I'm gonna use this movie for a reference. If you look at the new Gladiator movie that they put out, and they showed you how they were moving, how Denzel Washington was moving. You know what I'm saying? Just having Mandingo fighters, if you want to look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? But they were gladiators, but still, you can look at them as same thing as Mandingo fighters. But a lot of black people that have found their success in the earlier um days were those who have had slaves. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. That it doesn't necessarily rest on a, the color of a man, the melanation or whatever of a man, but it's all about the soul of a man and what they want out of life. You know. Yeah. So yeah, big spit, bro. Thank you for sharing that.
Can I chime in on that topic right quick? I know can't be here long, but
Come on in, bro. Come on in.
so I'm showing my camera. Here's something that we have to remember too, right? Because the once things translate to the English language, it's not the same. And so we got to remember, like, so it wasn't slavery at one point, but there were servants who paid off debts. And so when you go back to where the origin of slavery versus servitude, it differs. You didn't have a lot of black people or melanated people who had slaves because slavery in the context of it didn't exist way back then. It was different. And people were not treated inhumane. So that became a thing when you have, the Romans and the European ideas of what they wanted to slavery to be. It became something different. So we got to be careful when we start to reverse those things because it wasn't slavery when it was people who owed a debt and they were paying the debt off by being servants of other people. You can't interchange servant for slavery. It's different. And also when Africans began to be captured and enslaved in chattel slavery, it was very different from what it was back then. So we got to really be careful when we going across those lines because yes, there was African people who had slaves after the invasion of foreign people on the land who brought in the idea of slavery. But before that point, if we're going back to the beginning, before that point, before they learned this behavior from the barbarians, if you would, before they learned it from those folks, it was servants. And you can't interchange those. So you got to be real specific because it wasn't always slavery. That's all I wanted to add it to that.
Thank you, because I was trying not to unmute and say it, but I'm glad somebody else did.
Hey, it's on point. That's what the conversation is about. Teaching each other and keeping each other up in all aspects. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, good share there, bro. Thank you for that. All right, let's keep moving. We got 2 to 3 more artists, so let's get them in. And again, thank y'all for staying the distance and for being part of this conversation. Being part of these shares tonight. It's important that we transcend energy through one another. Even though we can't feel each other physically, we can feel each other through these screens and whatnot. So with that being said, everybody, please, let's open up our hearts and our mics and let's welcome Foxy Gems. Y'all know I had Gemini Fox.
Come on, Gemini, let's go, girl.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
Hello.
microphone.
Great to see you again.
Likewise, likewise. I'm trying to get this dress together, so where was I? I'm sorry. In my head, I lost something. Bear with me a moment. Okay. There it is. Can you still see me? Hello?
Yes, we see you, love. See and hear you.
Okay, awesome. Because I jumped off of screen so I can see this. So this was a poem from a workshop by Torrin V. So it is the writings of Richard Wright. It's one of his writings from 12 Million Black Voices, quotes by Richard Wright. So I want to make sure I give the poet his due respect and I call it recognition for his work. But in this particular piece, some of the words were removed without us having knowledge of the work or the author, and we were told to fill in the blanks. I do not have the original piece of work with me, but this is what I came up with. In midsummer, the magnolia's putrid pollen fall, sorry, I am not, can't see. In midsummer, the magnolia's putrid pollen fill the southern skies with sweet contradiction for hundreds of miles. Days are eerily mundane, and the skies are ominous and brooding with clouds that ride fast. At twilight, the bonfire blazes and ignites the branches, flint through the thicket. Bedsheets sing their slurring lines, hatred, fluff, and full, piping in sinister joy. Magnolias are covered with crimson, sometimes speckles, sometimes splatters, blooms that hang low with guilt and shame. The shotgun's thunder boast of dominance momentarily drowns out the call and countercall of screams. In dawn's light, the magnolia is afire with platelets. Red and brown flakes lift and flutter in the breeze, becoming entangled in tree moss and the bowed heads of children playing hide and seek. Innocence is sacrificed, and compassion. Magnolia bloom is crushed and its tainted pollen is simmered down into garden bed behind white picket fences. Caterpillars are grubbed out of the bushes, worms are slaughtered and cured in tequila concoctions. And that's that piece. So, Mr. Witz, I'll tell you something after I share this particular piece. Okay. We'll do this one. Ally. Well-meaning ignorance is as dangerous as calculated hatred. You sit at the corner table profiting from a system you claim to loathe, salivating at the banquet, yearning for the crumbs of the feast littered with my bones. Yet you claimed to love me, but your lips are pressed silent until it's time to eat. I'm only useful in spaces where bones have no value. The marrow scraped out for its rich nutrients, seanced into false fellowship. My voice a phantom opera, hypnotically entertaining. Protector of their fragile egos, you are a porcelain representative for all shadows. Directing spaces, reminding me ever so gently that I should only recite the words that will not upset their stomachs. Joyous and smiling, black face on the ready, the perfect minstrel show, black voice with no sting, sweet like honey, smooth like chocolate, rhythmic like jazz with no crescendo, no thunder to disrupt the harmony. Just background music to the feast. Yet you say you love me. Call yourself friend, sister, ally. A lie. Thank you.
Oh, wow, I like how you did that at the end.
Yeah, I like
That was very slick. Well, I don't even want to say slick. That's not the right word. Um, but very purposeful. Like you know, was no accident how you did that. Um, how you worded it. You know, uh, ally, a lie. I think that was dope. But yeah,
Mr. Witz,
yes.
I'm going to Chattanooga, Tennessee. I can't see. I'm going to Chattanooga, Tennessee next month.
Oh.
And if things work out the way that they're supposed to, I will have a published book to offer to the people in my workshop.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Look, I'm excited for you. And they will work out. They will work out.
So I have two poems that are being published in separate anthologies.
Nice.
One is being published for Rhyme and Chat in Chattanooga, and the other is being published for Kitchen Table, which is for Black and Brown women. So that is here in Tampa, Florida. They had reached out and I went ahead and I put it in and they accepted. So that's where I've been.
Oh,
And
you deserve it. I'm so happy for you.
I need to talk to
Congratulations.
y'all. Thank you. I need to talk to y'all because I'm sitting on the poems that like I wrote with when Ja was running the workshops. I still have like all of them in like that folder. And the one that you and I were collaborating on that I never well, I think it was
Yeah.
for
Listen, we were supposed to go back to that so long ago, and I still have my portion too. You know, life is happening, and we've been operating in different spaces and continuing to move forward. But there's still time for us to visit that.
yeah, but I want to talk to Ja because like I cannot I don't feel comfortable publishing the poems that I created in you guys' space with anyone else.
I'm
So
gonna
I
let
have
him speak, but I don't think you have the brethren. Are
Yeah,
you here with us?
let me turn my camera off. No, 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 no. So those are your poems. I don't feel any way about that. I want them published. I want you to publish them. I want to see them. You know, I don't need any recognition. You know what I mean? I want to see it out. Seeing it out will be everything. So go ahead and publish them in any form. And the workshops are coming back. I just have a lot. It's just a lot of life happening, some beautiful things, but they'll be coming back soon. But yes, publish the poems. Don't publish them. I want to see them published. I don't care about nothing else. Publish them.
Now, I already knew that was gonna come out his mouth, but I'm glad he's here so you can hear it directly from his voice. Um, that's never been a way that we operated. From the moment we decided to come together to create a space, it was so that we can allow those who have been in the quiet of their own minds to be as loud and vibrant as God made them to be. So yeah, anytime that we influence each other doesn't hold ownership or shackle you from being expressive. Like we really want to see each other grow, and we're gonna grow in different fields, in different gardens. And it's
I know
nothing,
that, but like,
nothing wrong with that. But we want to see the success. Now I'm saying this because I knew he was going to say that, but it's so honorable of yourself to come forth and say, "Listen, I want to use this work," and you know, some people just gonna they're just gonna do whatever they want to do, which they have all rights to. But like you didn't have to bring that to the table. You could have just went and put your works out, and we would have supported and celebrated you all the same. But the love in your heart to say, listen, I grew with you all, and I want to and I want to talk about it before I move forward. I'm speechless.
I
That's just
blossomed with you
beautiful.
Big fact.
guys.
Big
I
fact.
blossomed with you guys. Like I opened up. So I am so grateful for all of the love. When y'all were jumping on my lives and I was on there by myself and like anyway, y'all are part of some of my fondest memories at a time when it felt like the world was ending. I cannot say enough about how much that meant to me. That's what keeps me kind of coming back. So I love you guys and I want to hug your necks, all of y'all, like Gifted included. I want to like hug her enough to where I kiss her on the cheek a couple of times and she just blushes and turns into like the sun. So that's what I want. That's my heart's desire is to see everybody in person.
I know, Witch, I know you got to go, but you know what I'm thinking right now? I think everybody in this Zoom right now met during the pandemic. I think that's how we all get here.
Yes, we did.
You know what I mean? Like
Indeed,
it
indeed.
is.
And like you said, for all of us, it felt like um the world was toppled. You know what I'm saying? The sky was falling. You know what I mean? Everything was upside down in our lives, and but we kept each other. You know what I'm saying? No one space could have done it by itself. We all kept each other going, and brought us to this point. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Well, I'm going to pop in. This is none of my business, but maybe I wasn't even around for the workshop. But Gemini Fox, you're saying you're getting some things published. Maybe you could put something like the title and then like after blah 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 workshop as the another little line under the title, or you know,
I
like
plan on doing that, whether they tell me to do it. I plan on doing that, or at the bottom of the poem.
yeah,
I definitely plan on doing that
I
because
think that's
it
always
just brings me
appropriate.
joy.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
beautiful.
I felt like I was meeting celebrities when I met you guys, especially when I came to drive in. I was so excited to meet you guys. I'm like, my God, it's like I met a movie star, a couple of them.
And next week I get to hug you again.
All at one time, because all there, I'd met Kendra for the first time. Oh my God, I can't remember his name right now because he changed it. Manja. Met
Mine,
him.
yeah.
Didn't know who Azar King was. Even Nemo was there, but I didn't meet him formally. But just, meeting you brothers, I'm like, dang, I was just too excited. I was too excited.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We've been journeying together for a while. I always remember like when me and my brother started in a room with basically just us, maybe two other people, maybe three other people. Um, it took a lot of time and effort and dedication to make a space welcoming enough for that people who want to walk through those doors and feel those embraces. So making those connections through social media um, was even that much more extensive for us. Um, because when you're in the presence of somebody, you can kind of feel their energy a little bit more. But when you're meeting people across the screen, you don't know what you're really getting, right? But I mean, it's just been a beautiful journey. Like I don't feel like anybody that's we've crossed paths with were by accident. None of it was ever taken lightly. And when I say our hearts are always open, I mean they've always been that way. We truly come from love. Like coming up, I have 7 siblings, and we didn't have much. Shoot, we had a 2-bedroom apartment for the most of it. You know what I'm saying? So we shared so much that all we knew how to do was love each other. So it was so easy to do that to the world, to be loving to the world. You know what I'm saying? So um, I never looked at myself as a celebrity. I never put myself in that energy that I was above anybody or greater than anybody, because anything that I'm doing you can do, once you tap into yourself, you know. So if any way I just felt like I'll do my best to be an influence and a positive one at that. And I think that's really what we set forth to do. And praise be to the Most High that it worked for us. God utilized us in the right fashion, so we didn't push away the people that were supposed to be in our lives. So just thank y'all for connecting and continuing to be a part of that.
Yeah, you guys were a conduit for meeting so many other poets. And then too, when I met you guys, I wasn't spitting at all. I don't even remember if I may have just began to try to make myself do it on IG, but I didn't spit at the drive-in. I just came to see y'all, but y'all were the conduit for quite a few other poets that I met at your events.
Erica, hold on. Let me pause you for a minute because you also gave a donation.
Well,
Don't forget that. I mean, I know you ain't gonna boast about it, but I remember you gave a donation, so we thank you for that when you came to the drive-through.
Right.
No problem. I got to meet your mom too. I was like, you were so special. I'm like, I'm family. I'm meeting everybody. I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That's one of the biggest things for us as well. I know I'm probably on and on, but being able to do this, and we come under the name Granny's Boys. We started our whole journey under the name Granny's Boys. There was never individualism between us. It was a joint collective, and we've called my mother Granny for so long that it truly became her name, and she embraced it. But for us coming in Granny's Boys was basically putting our mother first. You know what I'm saying? So being able to shine on these stages and be loved and embraced in a time where she can enjoy that and she can see that love that people have for her children, and it's not like, a lot of people say, "Oh, I wish my parents were here for me to share this with." We were blessed enough to actually share these spaces and time and energies with her, man, and that's one of the biggest things that could have ever happened to them.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, well, I won't go on and on no more, man. Love y'all.
Yeah.
Please let's love on Gemini Fox one more time.
Gemini.
Yes,
Boy,
Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini.
Congratulations.
Yes, Gemini.
Thank you.
out
Thank
there
So
having fashion shows and publishing books and doing all kinds of things.
I'm working. I'm a not so starving artist because I ain't lost no weight yet, but but I'm close. I'm close.
Let's see the dress you're making. It looks red.
Yes, it's
And
going to be for um an art exhibit. It's a artistic protest of the banned books in Florida. The artist is Shelley O'Neill. The title of the name of the art exhibit is And Still I Rise. She asked me to recite Maya Angelou's Still I Rise, and I'm going to be reciting a piece of my work as well. The dress is supposed to be representative of a phoenix. So I'm working on that. It's a thrift flip. It's my daughter's friend's prom dress.
Wow.
And I want to do it justice and I want it to be beautiful. So it's supposed to be this Friday.
Wow.
Oh,
and
it'll be
I know
great,
it
I'm
will
sure.
be.
It will be. It
That's
will
right.
be.
And thank you,
and
Shaki, for pinpointing that. You've been doing some phenomenal things with the dresses for a long time, Foxy Gems. Throughout the history of our relationship, we've been seeing you pirouetting in something beautiful. Um, and yeah, you deserve to be spotlit. So congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
I'm going to
Thank you.
second that from all the way over here in the country of New Mexico. That's what I call it. And it was just
Lucky you.
right. And and I feel like I'm late getting to the class with you and your work, but I'm really happy to have heard you tonight. You do great work.
Thank you. Likewise, likewise. I
Thank you.
appreciate your work. I'm about to follow you on Facebook and hopefully we can get a chance to connect.
Absolutely.
Not Facebook, Instagram.
Absolutely. You bet.
That's okay.
That's what's up. Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, let's go. We got two more artists. Did I miss anybody? Is anybody hand supposed to be raised that hasn't been? Last call for alcohol. Please get them hands up if you want to share. If you can't raise your hand, put it in the chat, and we'll grab you from there. But at this time, everyone, please open up your hearts and your mics, and let's welcome Ja Moore Smalls.
Coach Ja.
Come on, Jamar.
Is it really him? I haven't heard from him in so long.
Which one?
No, there's Ja Moore Smalls and then
Yeah,
there's
that's
Coach
you.
Ja Smalls.
It's-
We're looking at.
we looking at Ja Moore Smalls.
Oh,
Not
hi,
Coach.
Jamor.
Yeah,
Oh,
not coach yet.
I misheard who was being interrupted. Well, I haven't heard Ja Moore in a minute, so.
All right. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome. My name is John Smalls, also known as Power My Poetry, and these are my two pieces. First piece goes like this. As the wind blows, God listens. I'm just looking up to the skies. I'm just a regular guy who wonders about the past living. Death is no longer a part of me because I'm not alive to death. Excuse my French, there is no life after death because I can hear the sound of the Lord risen. I'm risen, that's why I'm living. There's no question. Point me in the direction I need the investment in my soul, not wondering about the sky's limit. My expressions are cold, so give me 5 minutes so I can bring the heat on. This is what the supply given. You cripple my style, so I'll be coming back after bit. The morning after, I triple the chances of reincarnation, so I could put the shit back to work. I have no time to be mortal. I step in the portal. This what angel just did to me. I just escaped the truth of reality. I'm mind blown with Christianity, cause the Lord has a gift for me. If you walk up to me unconsciously, I be automatically cutting your dreams off. Some men are afraid of relationship. They feel like Jack in the Beanstalk. Women are crazy and men are stupid. There is no purpose for humanity. The insanity of humanity is great. So you could put me back in the team part. And that's just one poem. My second piece goes like this. Read me and dishonor me with your lips. The interpretation of my work is like scriptures. When you devour it like Hades at the bottomless gloom of the abyss. But what is knowledge, and why I have been deceived by it? Yet we do not know nothing, but by the instrument of poetry, I have discovered it. The ever-expanding universe is filled with vast knowledge, heavily influenced by men, and I get lost by men's knowledge. The foolishness of man can make you burn. The power of not knowing could make you see the beauty of the earth. And that's my two pieces.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Y'all show some love for John Smalls, please.
Good work.
Yeah, Chamor.
Ja, you've been quiet all night, man, but you always got some good energy. And you always share some beautiful work with us, man. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, man, I have to pass through. Last week, it slipped me. I had to do some work and all kind of stuff. So, I get tired up and so. But, I'm here tonight. Even though I almost forget, I'm here tonight.
Big
Yeah,
love.
man.
Yes, sir. Always.
Glad you're here. You had some great lines in there. Thank you.
I love the
man.
title of the second poem. That just threw me. Like had my eyebrows up. So I love the title of the second poem, definitely.
Yeah, and those who will be watching on YouTube, don't forget you could just click on, there's a button called remix. So you could go back to your poem and you could just, do a short, YouTube short so people could see, your work. Or you just put it on your page. So, yeah.
Big love. Thank you for that, brother. That's right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go back and revisit these the energy that we share, the love that we truly have for each other. It's unmatched, and it's not by accident. So make sure y'all going back and revisiting that, And y'all show some love for John Moore Smalls one more time, please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Good to hear you.
More.
All right, let's keep it going. Y'all keep your mics and your hearts open, and let's welcome Miss Erica Floyd, Brooklyn, in the house.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the house.
And you guys can hear me okay?
Not only can we hear you, I don't know if I ever want to hear you again. Get on your own voice's case because you have such a gorgeous voice.
Thank you. Oh my God. I love this man. Anyway,
Feeling you, Sue.
I appreciate you. This piece is entitled Palpitations. My heart beat again tonight in a familiar, steady pace, increasingly palpitating at the thought of communication, not even commitment, because too often we commit ourselves to people we don't even know. But the joy of feeding my hunger for a connection with my male counterparts lets me know my mind did not stop. When my spirit said farewell to past lovers, it formulated a new branch of trust, one even I had to succumb to. Here, I hung on to details which, for me, with a troubled memory, means I truly wrapped my being into his words. I mean, my heart decided to open its gates, letting bare feet walk through my yard as if spring is near and buds begin to bloom on the cherry blossom tree. He is sweet fragrance to my nose. He waters my body with assurance. He gets that even wilted orchids have a chance to live. He is kind, gentle, and understanding. He is disciplinarian. He is comfort. He is willing and able. He is war and protector. He is black, strong, and bold, unafraid to let himself free, secure within his frame and his mind. He is mine for as long as universe will allow me possession. For I know some men come for a lifetime and others for a session, not season, for there are only four. I need for him to be everlasting beyond the shift in sun to moon, beyond air to lung, beyond breath to energy. I need him to be my power source. I need him as much as I need God. He engulfs me, and when I free myself to him, he will know my love. I will sculpt his earth as teachers do classrooms filled with willing students. I will love him like first son to God. I will love him as time is the continuum of infinity, more than Buddhist to meditation, more than pain to a sadist. I will remove his ruins by being his woman, his match, his rib. I will be goddess to throne. I will be truth, honesty, and patience. I will be calm and listen. I will shut off any other existence or understanding of what I knew love to be, just to redefine its meaning with him. I will not be afraid of my imperfections. I will be flawed in every ounce of my physical, mental, and emotional being, only because I know it is here. I will learn who I truly am, the ignorance of letting myself be vulnerable. I remove the barriers. I take another breath. I remind myself that though past men were perfect for the woman I was, I cannot seek the same caliber of men for the woman I am, sitting in this meditative space where chakras align, pineal gland bouncing rays into the atmosphere, as if signaling the future that I have finally connected to higher self. And here I am ready to be loved. This is from the book Beautiful After Dark, author Leandria Hill, aka Lovely Poetic Locks, aka Lovely. Thanking her, grateful to her for leaving an offering behind so that she will continue to live on. And I'll just read that piece, and that's it for the sake of time. Thank you for the space.
No, thank you for that share.
Beautiful.
And you delivered that so well. You know, they say when you do what do you call it?
Like pay homage to someone else's work.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Like when think about it as music. Like when you do a song, you do somebody's song over. What do you call that?
A cover version.
When you do a cover version and you make it your own, right? Yeah, you did that. You did that with that piece. You did that so beautifully, and definitely the best way to pay homage is by sharing her with the universe. So
Thank you.
that was beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Erica.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was gorgeous writing and a gorgeous reading of that gorgeous writing.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn's in the house.
I love you guys. I love you.
Man, you kind of messed me up with that one. I wasn't really ready for that. But yeah, you did that. You definitely did that. Thank you so much for it.
You're welcome. Apparently, we were on one accord, whether we realized it or not, because you guys were talking about in the beginning or somewhere in the middle. And I said, are they in my head? Because I planned on reading a piece from her book the entire time, from the moment I stepped into the Zoom, and then spoke on it. And then Betty had Nemo spit her piece.
Yeah.
So it's like we're on one accord about that, because I was already going to do this.
Yeah, energy is transcending, you know. And sometimes no words need to be said. You know, it's just you know, you move in your light. Just move in that light and it's there. Yeah, that was purposeful and that was powerful.
Absolutely.
Y'all show us a love one more time.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Thank you.
Beautiful
Sharing
tribute.
that. Very
Thank
cool.
you.
I'm just killing it all the ways, all the times.
You know, got me choked up. We're bearing on our end right now, so everyone, thank you again for sharing, and thank you for being here for the duration of the show. Y'all help me by opening your hearts and your mics, and let's welcome my brother, y'all brother, Coach Josh Smalls.
Come on, Coach Chapman.
Coach. Yeah.
You know, y'all make me feel like I belong here. I promise you that.
Get after it, fella.
But you do, you do.
I'm going to jump in real quick because, yeah. So I wrote this piece just, you know, always write something while I'm in the live. That's just how it works. So as I was listening to things. So firstly, I Googled the number 31 to see the historical, cultural, and mathematical significance, right? And I've learned that it's the 12th semi-prime and the 9th distinct semi-prime number. but it's also the 10th number in the Fibonacci sequence. And I thought that was very, very interesting. Number 34 is the 10th number in the Fibonacci sequence. Google that, look that up. But for now, let's play a game. Let's play Name the Nation. And we'll call it, well, we'll dress it in color. Everything but black or brown. Matter of fact, let's call it anything but true. Wrap it around anything that says, my daughter's having fun. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me suck it off. Let's play Name the Nation. And we'll dress it in color. Everything but black or brown. Let's call it anything but truth. Wrap it around anything that says, I know, but you're gonna believe me anyway. I know, but I'm shaded in the complexion of who's gonna check me. So let's call it a stolen throne. Force-feeded the common grounds of broken promises. Let's call it dictator. Rise of the dark shadows, Lucifer laughing under the lampshades of Lincoln's bed. The con man calling cunning of the convictions. I call it everything my father never wanted. The crusted earth crumbled in the cracking heel of a former slave. He who never found the two fence they refused him since birth. You see, I know my ancestors rumble in their grave, cry because they live in the same fate that this country is trying to rewrite in its conquest. So let's call it Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead, the devil's executive order. Fire in the rose garden, broken glass in the Oval Office. Let's call it Empire of Illusion. Or maybe singing echoes of a sinister smile, you know, red ties and dark deals, dirty laundry and White House toilet paper. You know, I bet the whispers in the West Wing sound like war games, like battle cries of public opinion handwritten in felonious ink pens. The stolen throne drenched in failure, here lies the price of power. The bended wrists flavored in red, white, blue, and Republican. So let's call it from sexual misconduct to 34 felonies and dick-stained dictatorship. Let's call it the cost of silence. A bully's burden bouncing to the bottomless bicker of bad business, bankrupt and blistered in mumble rap. So let's call it anything but hip hop. I mean freedom. I mean shelter. I mean call it anything but land of the free. A White House smelling like burned guitar strings. And the song, I'm a Real American running from its own shadow. The national anthem sung in Braille writing because no one wants to hear the ending. So write it in Braille because no one wants to hear about politics. You know, as a poet, I'll admit I never liked math. I hated trying to fix formulas, hoping that some teacher would call me smart. But I've counted to 45 and I counted to 47 many times over. And the one thing is for sure, the number 34 comes every time before you reach each one. So be it irony or coincidence, or just is. And much like this country, it will forever be 34, perfect number, rounding a felon to wear the hat, seated in a position, the president. All right, let's see if she's gonna let me get this next one in, because she bugging right now. I don't know what's happening with her. Here. I get lost in her goodbyes. Often watch my own shadow walk away from her blind kisses. Most times it feels like I'm leaving this earth because I can't feel my footsteps. And even though I plant them in the same moon dust she calls home, I already find myself crying. Only because the goodbye should never say, take me away. So I empty these hands, hoping to learn her future, folding all hopefulness in the bottom of her happiness. I've had to leave tomorrow behind because my todays are filled with her magnificence. So I find myself searching only for her new beginnings, begging every morning sun to wink from her eyelashes. Yeah, I struggle to find my breath without her. Stumble in the darkness because her voice is so distant, but still I remember it just like my mom's first kiss. She is my light, the flickering in the midnight stars. There is no fading when she's here. Again, I see her like sunlight, like the perfect moon sitting in the darkest sky. The meaning of heads in the clouds walk on the prettiness of her light shoulders. I walk on her shadows often. And I watch her tomorrows spin me into everything I wish to be. I don't lose Fridays with her because she's my weekend special for 7 days. And be it Monday or Wednesday, I can call her in prayer. Worry nothing more than the blanket she is going to bless me with. So she is my daybreak, my favorite whisper in the sacredness of my joy. Somehow, I always see her perfect. Even though she lives in the epitome of what God said just can't be, still, I believe in her like fairy tales. She walks in the beginning of my moments. And I see her in future. I see her in joy. And every time I close my eyes, there she is, smiling, handing me a gift wrapped special, her love, all at once.
Yes. Yes. Let's go. Loved it.
Beautiful work. Y'all open up your mics and show some love.
My daughter don't know how to go to sleep, so y'all got to forgive me in the background. She just do what
No,
she
she
wants.
wasn't
She
there.
grown.
She was there on your end, but we couldn't hear her. We heard you perfect.
Yeah, she's a
beautiful.
child. She's not gonna go to sleep. Like, she has to get this word.
There you go. There you go. Beautiful work, man. And I gotta say, on the note of the first poem, I was brought to mind, or what was brought to mind was first of all, Trump inviting that human 7-Eleven hot dog Hulk Hogan to appear on his behalf at their RNC with his dopey shirt tearing nonsense. And I'm embarrassed to say, when I was a little kid, I liked watching him, but it's very embarrassing to admit now. And I kept thinking about the MAGA chud intentionally mispronouncing Kamala Harris's name and deciding that he's going to call Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, and which he did again apparently last night in the State of the Union, and I love the way that you tore open the front doors of 1600 Pennsylvania Ave with how you did it, and the imagery of the rose garden, for a place that when I was a little kid I was taught was supposed to be a place. What is Shockey saying? Don't disrespect 7-Eleven hot dogs. It's not. It's more of a disrespect to them to liken them in the same sentence with Hulk Hogan. Honestly. Anyhow. Oh, I see that you used to like Ricky Schroeder too. I know. It's so many of these people who have, evidently made a deal with Emperor Palpatine in the background. Great work, Coach Ja. Great work.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, that was definitely a phenomenal write. You had a lot of bars in there that just was crazy. And in the chat, we've captured quite a few of them. Um, just going back to reiteration from that first one. Um, Broken glass in the Oval Office. The whispers in the West Wing sound like war games. Battle cries of public opinion. Dick Stain dictatorship. Um, I'm a real American running from his own shadow. Just some of the lines just were so um, brilliantly written, bro. That was a powerful piece.
Very much so. Very much so.
I am seriously, I told you, bro, I won a Pulitzer Prize. And I know that the only way you get that is being talked about in the media. And so I'm getting ready to step on some toes because I want the media to be like, what audacity. And so that's my goal. And I don't know if people set out and say that's what they want to do, but I have several missions for myself personally. I want an NAACP Image Award, and I want a Pulitzer Prize, and I'm gunning for it. That's what I'm doing.
And I'm so proud of you, brother. And nothing you vision can cage you. You know what I'm saying? Um, you deserve that and more, and just keep fighting for it, man. I can't wait to be in the audience when you receive these things. And that's what's up, man. Y'all please show some love. Coach Josh Smalls one more time.
Yeah, the boy.
Coach. Coach.
I wouldn't be
Walimu.
surprised.
Walimu.
You only gotta be from Brooklyn. You know you gotta be from Brooklyn. Yes.
Yo, I was listening to that song earlier today. I was.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least if that is what the future holds, Coach Ja. I really would not be surprised.
I agree.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if people actually set out for those goals, but I'm just a strong believer in, what is it that you want? You know what I mean? And don't expect somebody to give it to you. Go for it. You know what I mean? Go get it. How do you get it? And I had to look and see, what's the criteria? How do people get these awards? And so I want to do that. I have quite a few projects that's not just on a political field, but that's part of what I want. I'm trying to get a national anthem for a civil rights leader. I want somebody, I don't care what color they are, I just want them to be fighting for civil rights, and they say, this is my anthem, and run with it. So, that's the goal. Yeah.
That's a good move, man. I got a live gig, rare for me lately anyway, in Albuquerque on this Friday night. And I've memorized a poem by a Pulitzer winner that I've always admired. And the thing about these authors, it's such a understandable goal to want to get that, because too, what does it mean, to have that word in front of a collection of your work, to have that as a part of a sentence that contains your name, And I would, if I saw that in the news sometime in the future, I saw your name with that word next to it, I wouldn't go, oh, and I wouldn't do anything like that. I would just smile, because I would just feel like I knew it was coming.
And I would have a big head on Walimu. I would have a big head because I would say this. Oh, I knew him. I know Walimu. As a matter of fact, he wrote the introduction to my book. Yes, I know. Yeah, I have a book coming out, you guys, too, sometime soon in the next few months, but dedicated to you, Walimu, and Mr. Witz. Yep. So I can say that the Pulitzer wrote the introduction to my book. Yeah, I got a big head today.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, look, I love all you.
Yeah, people would think we out here partying and whatnot. all we doing is reading poetry, and it's after midnight.
Yes, it is.
There's no drinks, nobody getting high, nothing. Let's getting high on poetry. That's it.
Right, right.
And no drinks just because I didn't crack open my bottle over there. I just forgot to bring it over to the desk.
But the same thing over here, but I think I ate a bit much tonight. My belly wasn't going to allow for any alcohol. So
Yeah, who said no drink? I had a glass of wine. Speak for yourself.
I sure enough was going to have one, but I couldn't stomach it tonight. I said, we just going to run without it. But it's definitely been a beautiful room. It's been a beautiful space. I appreciate you all again staying throughout the entire evening. Gifted, is there something you want to say before we close out?
I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just being in this space with one another and sharing and loving on one another. So needed. Thank you.
It was nice to be here, even though I'm not in the States, and I'll be
It's
back.
good seeing you, Brandy.
I know.
Been a while.
I know. I hope when I come back that I get to see you guys in person.
Yes, you know we love you.
Yes. When are you coming back?
Probably next month.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy every moment of Dubai.
Thank you.
And Brandy, bring your daughter too. She's a gifted musician and writer herself. Please bring your baby with you.
I will. I'll tell her.
That's what's up. Hey, Mina, we see you fading in and out.
Mina.
She's sitting here with my headphones on her tablet.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I love her to go to bed.
Sorry.
She has a daddy's face and your cute little button nose. Look at that. Oh my God.
I know. So cute.
You need
I
a
don't
whooping.
even know how you young parents of young kids do it. Oh my gosh, exhausting.
You can say that again.
I remember barely, but yeah, it goes fast, is what all the old grandmas say. But no, it just actually takes its time.
It goes fast. My
It
old
does go fast.
No, it ain't go no fast.
It does.
It does go by fast.
They always say it's once you get past that part, then where'd the time go?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
After you done raise them for 40 years, then you say, "Oh, where did time go?"
Right. Listen,
You know what?
Look,
Coach,
mine are
that
22 and go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I said mine are 22 and 26, and both of them gonna lift me up.
Oh wow.
Y'all will have me up all night. I love you guys.
Look, thank you, Erica. I got less than 5 hours.
Bye,
I gotta be
Sweet
up.
dreams, Erica, and everybody. And Coach, that
Thank
hat
you.
and headphones are killing me. She is adorable. Good Lord.
She is absolutely adorable.
Thank you, bro. You got to see when she walk around with my hat on her head. She puts my hat on just like I wear my hat. Unreal.
I love it.
I love
Have a good night,
it.
everybody. Thank you so much
Have a
for this.
good night, everyone.
Love you,
Grateful for
everyone.
everyone.
Good night.
Bye, Mama Betty. Bye, Nemo. Bye, everybody.
See you,
I love
Gemini.
you guys.
And a good day to Brandy. I think it's already morning.
Yes, it's 9:10, so y'all be safe out there.
You
And
too.
y'all soon.
You too.
It's so good.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Miss Betty.
Bye, Miss Betty.
Love you, Brandy. See you, Mr. Witz.
Love you.
One
Love
love.
Love you.
Miss Betty ain't say bye to me. Talking about see you, Mr. Wiz.
Oh God, let me mute that. I can't believe you did that.